Hi everyone, I'm Gege and welcome to Be Colorful. This is the last video dedicated to the Tonic Craft Kit 42, the spring kit of April 2021 by Tonic Studios. If you would like to see the previous videos, you will find all the links below in the description box. Today we're gonna use the special die of the kit to create a beautiful and colorful floral wreath that will decorate an easel card. So let's get started with card number 9 right away. First, I'm gonna create the basic structure of the easel card. These are special cards with easel, and they could be made of various shapes. They look complicated, but trust me, they are really easy to create. In this case, I'm gonna make a circle easel card using a set of circle dice. I don't have a large enough circle die set, so I'm going to use the ones from the Tonic Craft Kit 37. To make a circle easel card, I'm going to use very thick white cardstock, 300 GSM to be precise. Then I'm gonna create a fold line, dividing the sheet into two parts, large enough to accommodate most of the die I'm gonna use. I position the die like this, leaving a small part outside the fold line, and I'm going to die cut, leaving the sheet closed. And this will be the easel of the easel card. I complete it by making a fold line in the center of the upper face. And the easel is ready. We will then create the appropriate element that will keep the card open. But for now, let's proceed to create the base of the main panel. Here you could use any shape. I'm gonna create a circle panel using the same die I used for the easel. And we have the main structure of the easel card. We just have to decorate it. I'm going to create a frame with this floral wreath from the kit. If you don't have this specific die, you can still achieve a similar effect by die cutting many paper flowers and assembling your very own composition. Okay, so on some white cardstock I'm going to die cut this intricate design with its coordinated die that cut it out along the edges. For die cutting I'm gonna use the C6 precision plate specifically created for intricate dies like this one. Sometimes with this kind of dies I get an incomplete die cut if I use a normal acrylic plate. I die cut the figure a second time and I remove all the little pieces of paper. Now for each of the two figures I'm going to create the base using the die I used a little while ago to cut out the outlines. And let's move on to the colored part. I decided to use the paper piecing technique, also called die cut inlay, using almost all the paper included in the kit. So I start by die cutting the gold pearlescent paper. Before proceeding with the paper piecing, I'm going to glue the intricate die onto its base. And let's start. The die-cut inlay technique consists in recomposing the die-cut image by gluing the internal pieces of paper, like a puzzle. It is a technique that may not appeal to everyone, as it takes quite a while if the figure is made up of small parts. I like doing puzzles, so for me it is a very relaxing technique, as well as I love the final result. Back to the card, I will not glue the pieces at random, but I have made a mental plan on the colors of the flowers and leaves. In fact, for example, I'm using the gold pearlescent paper for the leaves. And let's move on to the coral pink classic card. I continue with the mustard yellow classic card. Next, with the pale yellow classic card. Then the pearlescent coral pink cotton paper. And I finish with the fuchsia mirror card. And here is my colorful floral wreath. Here is when I decided to make an Easel Shaker Card. So, with another smaller circle die, I'm going to create another circle on which I'm going to die cut a window with an even smaller circle die. As with any shaker card, I need an acetate sheet to create the glass of the window. Specifically, I'm going to use a piece of this heat-resistant acetate because I plan to stamp the sentiment on it and do a hot embossing technique. Now I'm going to stamp one of the sentiments included in the kit, but you will see soon the epic fail of this choice. In fact, being the letters too small and close together, I get an indefinite mess. Okay, let's trash this horror. So, a little tip on acetate: use stamps with thicker lines. And I repeat the same process, this time using a nice big sentiment. I help myself to position the stamps with the frame of the shaker card, and I stamp with the clear Versamark ink. But first I'm going to remove the electrostaticity with this pad full of anti-static powder. In this way, the embossing powder will only stick to the part where there is ink. I'm using a mustard yellow powder. Then I'm going to melt it with the embossing tool. When you do an embossing technique on acetate, but in general when you emboss, first warm up the embossing tool well. Start from the back of the sheet and don't leave hot air on the same spot for too long. Move the embossing tool continuously and let it melt slowly. Okay, I need a background for the shaker card. You could leave the main panel blank, but I think a touch of light blue would be better. So I'm going to create my own background on white cardstock with the Distress Oxide ink Broken China, applying it with a blending brush. I'm going for a simple ombre look. Yes, I like it a lot. Now I'm going to assemble the shaker card, obviously inserting the shaker element inside it before closing. Some of these elements will be butterflies, which I'm going to die cut on the classic card included in the kit. I just have to assemble the card. I'm going to attach the main panel to the easel, applying glue only on this part. Next, I'm gonna add the element that will hold the easel card open, which will be a simple flower. That I'm going to stick with some foam pad. Finally, I add some final details, creating the center of the flowers with the pink crystal drop included in the kit. And this was the last card I made with the Tonic Craft Kit 42. And I hope you enjoyed it and gave you some inspiration. I thank you for watching this video and all the others dedicated to this kit. If you liked the video, leave me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you like and if you find these tutorials useful. See you next time. Bye bye and be colorful.